Hi, my name is Jodi. I am a 1-star platinum. I am a 3-time IATAN card holder. I am going to be teaching you some tips and tidbits for newer agents today. It is a very fast-paced training. I just sort of give you things that are off the top of my head that hopefully will help you in your business. I will do all questions at the end, so make sure that your questions actually say what I was speaking about so I don't forget. And this is not a booking Q&A. So if I see a question that is not related to what I'm going over, I'm going to skip over those. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to go over is traveler feedback. So let me pull one up. And actually what I'm going to put in the chat real quick is something with all of my links. It's a document with all of my links. So I just put that in the chat. So whenever somebody comes back from a trip, it is on my calendar as soon as I book a trip, that as soon as they come back, I will send out the day after a traveler feedback form. Okay, this traveler feedback form has my Google link. I know a lot of people are having issues with getting verified by Google right now, but if so, there is a Google, you can find your Google link by going to when you're in Google, My Business. I know I went around this the wrong way. Where is it? I just went to the exact same place. When you're on there, I can't pull it up at the moment because of course I'm doing this, but when you're on your actual Google My Business, there is a place for reviews. Let's see, maybe. There's a place for reviews that you could actually have a link.
Jodi, on top, it says review.
Yep,
and
I just
then
got
click.
it.
Yeah.
Yep. So there's the review link right there. And that's my review link that I could give to people. Okay. So in this feedback, there's also Travel Leaders Network. You have to go into Agent Universe, go to your agent profiler. And what you want to do is you want to set up your travel leaders, your agent profile. So if I'm going to go to Travel Leaders Network, find an agent, I'm going to show you two different things here. Okay, I'm going to go with my zip code. So if somebody's looking, they can find you here. And the more reviews you get, the better. And I will go in and show you how to get your reviews. Right there I am. I have 26 reviews, all 5-star. I put what my destination specialties are, my interests. I just changed these because when I first started, I didn't know what my destination specialties were. So you're going to go into Agent Universe. You're going to go down here to Agent Profiler. You're going to fill out everything. So you have to fill out your profile. So you have to fill out all of this stuff, all of your interests, your destinations, things like that. It's going to be unpublished once you have everything done except unpublished. You contact, I believe, Mark, possibly Jose at Archer, and ask them to publish your agent profile. Okay, then you go in here, my profile, my reviews. And you're going to actually right here, click to submit your review. There's my link. Okay. So then the other thing is Facebook. So Facebook, I was having trouble giving them the actual review one. And I went back and forth with Facebook and they said, give your Facebook business page and tell them to click on reviews. And that has helped since I've done that. So in this traveler feedback, I want their email, their full name, their departure date, return date, what hotel, resort, cruise name, and what their stay, what they thought of that, what they thought of the room, the amenities, the grounds, the entertainment, the food. That's a big one. The customer service, and how likely are you to return to this resort? And would you book another vacation? So I've had people who have given twos that it's not very good. That wasn't what they wanted. Unfortunately, you know, you can only do so much with qualifying, with budget, and with reviews on TripAdvisor, but they have come back and said that they would book with me again. I tell them to leave a short testimonial, attach any photos, and do they allow me to use the photos? So if they do, and they haven't done a review on their own, I will go and make up a post it on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. Okay, so there's that. Let's go over the next thing. One thing I want to point out with that is get your reviews up front. So when you first start, as soon as you book something, ask somebody for a review, build up your reviews. Now I don't do that. I only ask when they come back. But when I first started, I asked for a review as soon as I booked for them because I needed to build up my reviews. So how many here are doing their mock bookings? Have you ever used a quote and turned it into a mock booking? So you're working on a quote for a client. It's a great quote, 5 nights somewhere, you've already done it, you have your dates, turn it into a mock booking. You've just done a mock booking. With mock bookings, guys, you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent. That is how clients will find you. It is not so much that a client will book that mock booking. Sometimes they do, very rarely for me. What it is, people will start to notice you. So when you do those mock bookings and you do them every single day, you either, and a mock booking is a booking ad. So I make mine up in VAX. I pick dates, maybe, you know, at a Valentine's Day, 5 nights, Cancun, pick a resort, and I post about my mock booking. Actually, I will show you one of my last ones. Feel free to follow my page. Please don't share my mock bookings. People have done that. It helps me, not you. So I don't post mock bookings often anymore because I don't have to. Because in 2020, when I started, I posted every single day. So I would either post a mock booking and share it into groups every day, or I would just share into groups. So here's my last one. I did 5 nights in Cancun. I talk about it. I like to use photos. Some people like to use flyers, but the point is that you're going to share it into groups. So this was shared. Actually, I shared it 25 times because I always do in 5, and there were 4 other shares on this. You can look at your insights. It didn't do that great. I've had insights go up to 30-some thousand. So it did okay. But the main thing is once somebody likes it right here, you're going to click on that number and you're going to invite everyone.
Are you sharing your screen right now?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Picky. All right, here we go again. 5 nights in Cancun. So I did all that. I did photos. Thanks, Jennifer, for keeping me in line. So I'm clicking on this number right here. It says 8, and I have invited everybody to like my page. Okay, because that's what you want. You want people to like your page. Here are the insights I was talking about. It shows how much the impressions. When I first started, to be quite honest, I would boost a post. I'd do $5 for 4 days and it would go to different places. But for mock bookings, what I personally do, some people do mock bookings for all over the country. I wanted to make mine local. So I joined Facebook groups, garage sales, community bulletin board, yard sales, no rules, wedding groups, moms groups. I do all those groups within 60 miles of my airport. And I join 5 to 7 groups every single day. Pretty much join 5 groups every day, share into 5 groups, morning, noon, and night. I do have on my YouTube channel more mock booking trainings to go over that more in depth. Okay, so let's see what's next. Loyalty rewards. Guys, if you are booking with resorts like in the Caribbean and Mexico and you are not going and entering your loyalty rewards, you are missing out. I just booked 3 rooms this morning for Breathless Cancun Soul, and what I'm going to do when I'm off of here, I'm going to go into Inclusive Collection and enter my bookings. They give you points. You can get free night stays. I have 4 free nights at Live Aqua. Live Aqua and Couples Resorts, they actually will, I should say La Coleccion is a parent company to Live Aqua. They will actually pay you cash to your house, like a reward. They will pay your commissions normally, and they will also give you a free night stay. So right now I have 4 free nights at Live Aqua, but you should be looking it up. Do I know all the loyalty rewards programs? No. What I do is if I book with somebody, I will Google, do they have a rewards program for travel agents? FAM trips, familiarization trips. A lot of people say, how can I go on one of those? Check your emails. Sometimes there'll be FAM trips that will be emailed to you. Get on webinars. Sometimes you can win a FAM trip on webinars with vendors. I highly recommend looking at MexicoFamTrips.com and CaribbeanFamTrips.com. They are ones that you have to pay for, but you will get your money back. And the reason why I say that is just say you pay, just say it's $800 and you pay that. If you get 2 clients from visiting resorts, you have just paid yourself back from that. And it's also a business write-off. So that's how you have to do it. You can also earn FAM trips. I had Apple Leisure Group offer me 2 FAM trips this year because of my bookings. Because once you, they see all your bookings come through, they might offer you a FAM trip. Okay. What I like to do for my clients is I don't have them out, luggage tags. So I order from Vistaprint. I actually just joined their program for like $75 a year, and it gives me free shipping over 60. It gives me percentage off, all of that, and it really paid for itself. But I send out about 2 weeks prior to a client traveling 2 luggage tags with, it says JZW Travel. It's got my my logo, 2 luggage tags with a note thanking them for booking with me. The other thing I do is I will send out a referral. If somebody gives a referral, I will send out a $10 Starbucks gift card with a note to the person who gave the referral, because I want them to know it's appreciated. I also will contact resorts about 2 weeks prior to a client going. I will find a concierge email, a sales manager email, something like that. And I will ask if they can send a complimentary amenity to my client on behalf of me with a note from me. What I tell a lot of these resorts is many times when my client receives that personal touch, they will give a good TripAdvisor review for the hotel, or they might rebook or tell a client or tell a friend about it. So that little amenity that shows up with a note from you, and you always wanted to have a note from you. I make it very short and sweet. So-and-so, enjoy your vacation, or I hope you have a wonderful vacation. Enjoy, Jodi, JZW Travel. If I ever have it where they won't send a complimentary amenity, and I have had them come back to me and say, you have to pay for it. And I say, well, honestly, I can't, blah, blah, blah. But most hotels will give complimentary. Sometimes they will come back and say they will. But what I sometimes do, and I do have this on my document as well, I will send from wine.com. I pay for the year for basically it's $55 and I get free shipping. I might use it myself for personal, but I might send them a bottle of wine when they return. People will say to me, how do you know if they drink? Most people who do go to all inclusives, I'm not saying all, will drink. And if not, it's a thought that counts. Okay. All right. I want to go into VAX. I want to see how I can do this without showing you. Okay. Do you guys know how to hold a booking and how to know if you can hold a booking?
Somebody stop. I'm gonna do my.
You guys can mute yourselves, please. I will go in and mute all, but don't need to hear shouting. Okay. Okay, let's put in. Always add travel protection, always. I don't even ask my clients, just always add it. If I am booking for outside the US, I will not book without it. And then people ask me, well, when do you use Tinleg? I use them usually for my Europe trips that I book through Europe Express, or I've used Ciao Italy. I use it for that. Ones that I'll use it for those types, but for VAX, I always include the travel insurance through VAX. If anybody could make VAX go quicker, that would make my day. Okay, so we're just going to pick the first one. So once this pulls up, did I not hit select? I guess I didn't. Once this pulls up, you're going to go to email print itinerary. And this is through VAX. Pleasant holidays and Vacation Express, I'm not going to go over right now, but this is through VAX. You're going to go to email print itinerary. You're going to look at the deposit date. The deposit is due on August 12th. So in 3 days, this has to be paid. So we know that you can hold it for 3 days. So those 3 rooms I just did for Breathless Cancun Sol, last night, I held them. I locked in the prices so I could then send the credit card authorization form and have everything filled out for that. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to act like you're checking out. And you can do this because it says it's a 3-day hold. Sometimes when it doesn't allow you to hold it and the deposits due that day, sometimes I'm able to do this and just lock in the pricing. Sometimes I can't. So you're going to go to checkout, but always when it's 1 day or 3 days, I can always hold it. And that's how I do almost all of my bookings. I hold almost all of them to make sure I lock in the price. So you're going to go down here. You're not going to fill any of this out. Okay. No, I'm sorry. You're going to fill out all of that. You're not going to fill out the credit card. You're going to fill out all the information. So I always get my clients' passports prior to booking or prior to holding. So I have the passport information. Okay. You ignore this part of it. You ignore the part about the payment. And then you're going to click this and you're going to complete booking. That holds it. So this one will be held for 3 days once you put all the information in. Do not put your client's information in unless you have a passport. A lot of people say, what if I don't have a passport? What if they're getting a passport? I always say to them, and I put it in writing and I need it back from them in writing that they agree. Just an email, it's fine. I say, well, if you give me a name, a driver's license, an expired passport, I need those, one of those. But if you give me that name and just say the driver's license, my son's Matthew Thomas Wariski, and that's what it says. And I would go and put that in for the air, but on his passport, it's Matthew T. Wariski. That would be an issue. So what I always do is I tell them that if you give me a name and it's incorrect, then what the passport is going to say, you might owe a name change fee to the airlines. I put the onus on them. If they give me their passports and I enter them wrong, the onus is on me. But so what I do personally is I would not put Matt's middle name in. If there's no passport in hand that's valid, I would just put his first name and his last name, because usually the errors occur with the middle name. You don't need a middle name on an airline ticket, but if you put it in and it's wrong, there's going to be an issue. That's how that works. Okay. Let's see what we got next. So every time I send out a confirmation to a client, I always include optional tours and I always include my Viator link that they can use. So I will show you the Viator link. But I always do, and I sell a lot of tours this way. Okay, so you have a couple different ways. You can either just do share with client, and there's the link. Once they click on the link, they have 30 days to use the link. So what I tell people that if it expires, just let me know, I'll get you a new link. I normally don't just share that link with my clients. I will actually go, if they're going to just say Cancun, and then I would put in like what dates, because you want to make sure that those are available. And then I would go and I'd share this with the client, and that gets them right to their Cancun. So what I do when I, let me pull up one. I actually use Travify. I want to find one that I just did. Okay, so I say I added an optional tour. I only did one tour for this client. They're gone a short time, which includes the cost for 2 people. Tour includes round trip transfers. Let me know if you like it booked. If this tour doesn't interest you, you can look here, and that's where that link is. And if you find something you like, let me know. Okay, so then what I did, so where did I do the, optional tour right here. And if you use Travify, you can use the product code, but that's a whole other training. I do have trainings on my YouTube about Travify, but basically you don't have to put all this, but this is automatically done with Travify by using that code, but it gives them the price for 2 people. It gives them an idea of something to do. And all right, guys, I'm gonna have to mute everyone actually and not allow you to unmute. Later I'll let you guys unmute. Okay. Jen, if I do something wrong, just text me. I'm not letting you unmute. All right. So basically you want to do something like that when you give your confirmation. I used to do it with quotes, and then I realized it took a lot of time. And what if they didn't book with me? So I now only do it with confirmations. Transfers, guys. I never do share transfers. It's rare that I'll do a share transfer. Always priced out in VAX, a private transfer. Show you that. Because number one, the clients don't want to have shared. With shared, you're going to be, you could be waiting around at the airport up to 25 minutes waiting on other people, and then you can stop usually at up to 3 other resorts. So always, what I do, I don't even ask them if they want private. I just add it in for private transfers. So let's do view all airport transfers. Okay, so okay, it doesn't normally show. I normally show it a different way. So let me, oh, I see. This is automatic with the streams that they'll give them a complimentary upgrade to direct. That's not bad because they're going to go right to the hotel, but they're still possibly waiting at the airport for others. So you have to decide, and then you can see if you want to do an add-on, if you want to add it on. I don't like, this wasn't a great example, but you could do that. Right. Club Mobay, guys, if you don't know about Club Mobay, in Jamaica, it's sort of a fast track to get through immigration. That is another thing. I never ask, I only add on. When you book, you can book it in VAX and Vacation Express. And I don't know about Pleasant Holidays, but you can add on Club Mobay, arrival and departure. It's $83 right now per person. Or you can do it through Viator if you want. They do sell out. They do sell out. So I will book it as soon as I book for somebody. The reason why I don't ask them is because they're going to thank me later. When you get to Jamaica, Club Mobay will meet you once you get off the plane, and they will sort of fast track you through immigration. When you come back, well, if you do have a shared transfer and you have to wait, there is a lounge, but the main thing is when you come back, you also get a shorter line due to this, and you go to their lounge. Their lounge will include food, beverages, including alcoholic beverages. You've got your own bathrooms in there. But so just the food and the drinks alone are worth it. So you want to definitely do Club Mobay for your Jamaican clients. So when you first start, I got to tell you, I didn't do this. I would get a message from somebody that they wanted to book a trip. I would give them the estimate or the quote. I don't do that anymore. About a year and a half into working here, I was on one of Sarah Rogers' trainings, and she said, get the client on the phone. And I was like, all right. So now I send out the initial request form, which I use Travefy, but it's also, you could use Google. That is on my links that I did put in the chat. I then have a phone call with the client. I actually have Calendly, which I use, so they have to set up their own phone call. If they will not do both, I will not work with them. I need the information for the quote. I need to speak to them on the phone. Otherwise, I won't work with them. Charging fees. So I charge fees now. I charge $50 non-refundable professional services fee. I do not give the money back to them. I do not put it towards the trip, nothing. I keep it. I charge $50 for US cruises and Mexico and the Caribbean, $100 for everywhere else. You don't have to charge fees, but I want to get rid of the people who are price shopping. What I normally do is, once they're my client, if they come back, as long as they've been a great client, I will waive the fee. But for initial, I will charge fees. If you're new and you're just starting out and you're like, I don't know that I should charge fees, charge $25. That's only getting rid of the people who are price shopping. And how I do mine, give me a second and I will pull it up. I'm not sure if I can pull it up. Let me see. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to see if I'm able to. Okay, yeah, I can share you this. So I use Travefy for my vacation quote request form. At the very bottom, and I did this on Google Doc too, that I charge a non-refundable professional services fee. What the fee is, what it includes. Once you fill out this form and agree to the terms and conditions, a complimentary consultation phone call will be set up. During that phone call, if both parties decide to move forward, the fee will be due prior to any planning of the vacation. Now, I just worked with somebody yesterday. They wanted 4 people to go away basically in 2 weeks. It wasn't a scam. It was a referral through somebody else for $3,000, and I could not get them an all-inclusive with flights for $3,000. So I said, before I charge you the fee, I'm going to just search quickly and see if I can get what you're looking for. I could not get what she was looking for. I did not charge her a fee. I spent 10 minutes looking. That was it. So I also say group booking fees will differ. I'm booking 4 rooms for a bachelorette. To me, that is a group in my mind. And I told her normally I charge $250 and each one's different. And I said, but I'll charge her $100. So I charged $100 for that because there are 12 people going. The other thing is, people ask about flights only. I am not a flights only girl. I got to tell you that. I will charge a fee and I will rarely book flights only. I had a repeat client who, in her own words, she is, she's neurotic about a lot. She says that. And her daughter was going to Italy alone and she wanted me to book the flight. And I'm like, come on, Terry, you can book it. I'm like, go to United's website, blah, blah, blah. It's only 1 flight out. And she's like, I don't want to book it. And I said, I charge a $50 fee. And she goes, I'll pay it. And she did. She paid me my $50 fee and I booked the flight. The reason why, I know you can do Rakuten, you can do certain things. I charge a fee up front through Square. Is if something happens with that flight and you're scrambling to try and rebook them or figure it out, that's a lot of work for little money. So think about that. I mean, I will tell people I don't book flights only. Guys, your best friend should be TripAdvisor and Google. This is your business opportunity. This is not your mentor's business opportunity. This is yours. So you want to use TripAdvisor, read reviews, definitely read reviews. When I first started, I would get on Vax, I'd play around with where I could fly nonstop, what the resorts are, and I read TripAdvisor reviews. And Google. Use Google, okay? Speaking of, I want to show you actually something on Google.
Is there something else?
Okay. Let's do Google Flights. Okay, so you go to Google Flights, all right, and you see this button for Explore. Let's put in Explore. So I want to see from Philly where they go nonstop. So I'm going to put in November, I'm going to take that away. Actually, I'm going to put flexible dates, November. There we go. And I'm going to put in here stops, and I'm going to put nonstop only. Okay. And then if you look through here, you can see Cancun. Now this is for 1 week. So maybe sometimes it might have to be a Saturday to a Saturday, but you can see where you can book nonstop. Okay. So St. Martin's probably a week. And that you put in where you're coming from or where the client's coming from, and you can use Google Explorer. It's a great tool. Hand out business cards, guys. I bought 500 business cards for $40 through Vistaprint. I could have gotten it cheaper, but I really wanted, it to look a certain way. Hand out business cards. I go to the nail salon. I leave business cards up by their front desk. So when people are paying, they're taking my business cards. Every single time I go back to the nail salon, I have to replenish. My dry cleaner has a bulletin board, and so does this pizza place. I have my business cards up there. A great thing to do is hand out your business cards in a billfold when you pay your bill at a restaurant, but definitely hand them out. I know people have put them in luggage at a store, things like that. Okay, travel.state.gov. Guys, write this down. You need travel.state.gov. Travel.state.gov. So I use this for a lot of different things. I go into US passports and I'm going to see how long it's taking. So if your client needs passport, you can see this is not including mailing time. So they need extra for that. But the reason why I love it is I go to international travel, and let's put in Jamaica. Okay, you're going to go down here to quick facts. So if they go to Jamaica, their passport must be valid at the time of entry and exit. The one thing I point out to my clients is sometimes the airlines don't know that. They think it needs to still be valid past that. But I usually tell my clients, your passport should be valid for 6 months post travel. Unless it does need to be valid for 6 months post, then I will say it needs to, and I'll make sure that they do that. Let me see, go back. I want to show you another one. So let's do, I don't know what Greece is. I'm going to Greece. Let's see what Greece has. But it is your responsibility to tell your clients. So they need 6 months of the passport being valid. And now I'm worried. I'm like, I think my husband's passport's valid for 6 months post. So I might have to check that. So they need 6 months post. Okay, so travel.state.gov, passports, international travel. It's great to check things out there. All right. So if you're booking through Apple Leisure Group through Vax, there's Apple, FunJet, Southwest, Travel Impressions, Blue Sky Tours. I don't know if I'm missing one. I personally don't use Blue Sky Tours because they deal with Hawaii. So if I like to book for somebody to Hawaii, I will do FunJet or Travel Impressions, because if they were to cancel Blue Sky Tour and they have to use future travel credit, it would be, I believe, don't quote me, I believe just for Hawaii. So, but FunJet, they could travel anywhere. I personally use FunJet, not Apple. People ask me that why all the time. Everybody has heard of Apple. Not as many people have heard of FunJet. So I don't want people thinking I just go to Apple to book their trip when they could have done that themselves. But I always compare it to Travel Impressions. In January, FunJet will up their commissions by a percentage. But right now they are a percentage lower than Travel Impressions. So if Travel Impressions is the same price as FunJet, I will always book through Travel Impressions. And that is a travel agent only website. Another thing, Vacation Express. Vacation Express, when I first started, I'm sure many of you, Vax Vacation Access and Vacation Express, they are two different things. I personally am not a fan of Vacation Express's website. But one thing I want to point out with their travel protection, if your client has not cash back, but future travel credit, they will get a land voucher for the hotel, and they will get a flight credit through the airlines rather than one package price, where FunJet, if they cancel, they get, just say the whole package was $3,000. They get $3,000 minus the cost of the travel protection, or whatever they paid minus the cost of the travel protection, as a lump sum they can use anywhere. With Vacation Express, they would get the voucher from Vacation Express for land, and then they would get from, just say, American, a flight credit. So it's not all together. So that's the only thing I don't love about their travel protection. When you enter in a third party, the first, middle, and last name on a client's passport, and just say it's also last Smith Jr., the first and middle names will be joined together on their tickets. So I'm Jodi Allison, it would be, or I'm Jodi A on my passport. It would be, mine comes up Jodia. It's together. If the last name was Smith Jr., it would be Smith Jr. altogether. That's okay. Tell your clients it's okay. That is how the computers work, and put it together. It's not an issue whatsoever. Okay, let me go into this. So when you book through Vax and you've had your first booking, you get Waves rewards. Okay, so it's go to my agent dashboard. You log in just like you log into Vax. I think they just changed it. So let's see if I can log in. Okay. So right here, okay, right here, it tells me my pending points for travel impressions. I do most of mine on, go back to this. I do most of mine on FunJet. Oh, United Vacations. I knew I was missing one there. Okay, so I have these pending points, all right? But I have 50,000 points here. So how to redeem? You get a virtual Visa card. So what I personally do is I will actually redeem it around the holidays because I have extra money there to do that. Then you have to use a virtual card to shop at all the retail. They have retailers here. So I get a lot on Amazon. I go and I just move it over to Amazon, and I have, so right now, my virtual card has $20, but if I move these, convert these points, actually, let's convert. So it looks like I have about 190 some dollars. Okay, so you Waves once you do your first booking. Lots of ways to make extra money with this. One of the biggest things I say is, I mean, this is my career. I started this part-time, but I knew I wanted to make this work. And then I knew I needed to make this work. And for people who don't know me, I started 2 months before COVID shut the world down. And my last day of my full-time job was the day that COVID shut the world down. I knew I needed to make this work. Every day before I end the day, I write a list of what I need to do tomorrow. Always do that. Treat this like a job, even if it's part-time. Write a list of just a couple things that you want to get done. It really does help. People ask about Expedia Tap. So I'm here to tell you, don't use Expedia Tap because we only get 50% commissions. That being said, I use Expedia Tap a lot because I get some good pricing just for hotels. So, but people want to know how to find my commissions. So there's a couple ways. If you're doing a package, you are not going to be able to find your commissions until after you book it. If you're doing a hotel, I always do package rate. That means that you've booked air somewhere else or rental car somewhere else. So let's just say we're going to Sedona. Again, do not use this. Try room res first, try beds online first. Okay, so just say we want this resort. To see commissions, you go to the actual room. Okay, and right here, you can hit and the premium plus rooms will give you the best commissions. You're going to hit the information. So $198.59 Archer would get on this, and you would get 50% of that. So if you want to know how to find your commissions after you book, it usually takes, within the hour it's up, but it usually takes about 10 minutes or so. You go to your homepage, scroll down, go to your performance snapshot, hit view booking reports, and hit search. And you can see your commissions right there. So it's in order from oldest to newest, and then you can just switch it and you can see what your commissions are. Okay. And you can also see when they pay it out. You can see when it's paid out as well. I have something on my form that I gave, and I'll put it actually back in the chat right now. This is my form with all my docs. I'll put it there again. Okay. Second to pull it up. Okay, I have all-inclusive resort pointers. Feel free to change it. Feel free to do what you want. But this is what I send to each of my clients who are going to all-inclusives. Okay, so there's some information there if you want it. Okay, because a lot of people ask about tipping. I just think some good tidbits. I stole a lot of this from some other agents and then just made it my own. Networking groups, guys, networking groups are great. I'm actually going to go on Friday to I told my husband I'm going speed dating, but that's not what I meant. I'm speed networking. There's a free networking group by me held at the Chamber of Commerce, but not hosted by the Chamber. And they do every Friday in the morning. And I haven't gone to one yet. I know a lot of the people there, but I'm going to go this week. I'm going to bring my business cards, and it's basically you sit with different people and just keep, talking about your business. I also am in a networking group that meets twice a month. Basically you buy your lunch, which I would have bought anyway, or I would have eaten anyway. And that networking group is free. I've booked, I just booked Greece for somebody through that, and I've booked Punta Cana through that. It's a great way to get your name out there. I am a big fan of BNI, which BNI is expensive. You can check the chapters around there. They only take one person per industry. So if there's already a travel agent in yours, you can't be in it, but you can check if there's another one to join. It is expensive. I think when last I looked, it was like $700 to $1,000 for me, but I don't need it personally because I do have enough clients right now. I will still do certain networking, but I almost joined before and then COVID hit. If I were to go to BNI, it is a weekly commitment. You usually have to bring lunch or buy a lunch or something, or a breakfast. You are in with other people, it could be plumbers, realtors, things like that, but you have to give referrals. They have to give referrals. It's a great thing to give a referral for a travel agent. So if you were to get 2 clients from that per year, you've just paid for itself. So I still might join. I have somebody asked me in one of my networking groups to join, so I'm still thinking about it. And how you can find some networking groups, look on LinkedIn, look, on Facebook around you, ask other people. So the main thing, guys, when you're starting out, you're going to be overwhelmed. There's a lot to learn. But if you are consistent with either building, if you want a team build, or with booking, with either one, you have to be consistent. Be consistent in your posts. Be consistent in jumping on Q&As, learning things, but you have to be consistent. And always, always, always remember your why for joining. My why is to never work for a boss ever again in my life, and I will do whatever it takes. If I didn't have the $69.95 one month, I would make sure that I would cut out a dinner out, a lunch out, Starbucks, something, because I'm investing in myself. Write out goals. So I have a goal of how much I want to book each month, and I actually upped it and lowered it. And I'm going to tell you why, because I want the minimum bookings without making myself feel bad if I don't. So my minimum bookings for the month are $25,000. I usually am above that a lot. But I want to feel okay if I'm just at 25,000, if I want to travel that month, or if I, like yesterday, I went to a movie with my daughter, like, I don't want to feel guilty. But write out goals. How many bookings per month? My goal when I first started before COVID hit was in 6 months, I would have 5 bookings a month. I still adhere to that, and I hit 5 bookings each month. How long to get you to a certain financial point that you want, but be realistic with your goals. Don't, you still want some to be realistic, not, you don't want to feel bad if you don't hit your goals, I guess. I tell my friends, if they ever need to book hotels, give me dates and pricing. And if I can get it for less money or the same, can I book it for you? So I do that for a lot of, I have a friend going to take her son back to college next week. And she's like, okay, we need these dates, and can you get me a hotel? So sometimes they tell me the hotel, sometimes they don't, but it doesn't matter if my friend gives me her Marriott information and says, you can book this for me, whether she books with Marriott or with me, the commissions are going to come out to either Marriott or to me. So why not book with me? So for something like that, when I do that for friends, I obviously don't charge a fee. I just tell them, if you ever want me to just book your hotel. Cruises, they pay in advance. So if you need money sooner, Virgin Voyages pays 121 days in advance, and most other cruise lines pay 30 days in advance. So in advance of the client traveling, where most all-inclusives and other in hotels and things like that will pay on average 30 to 90 days after a client travels. I find it mostly 45 to 60 days after a client travels, unless it might be booking direct with a hotel, then it's closer to the 90 days. Invite people to like your page. So give me 1 second. Okay, so you have to be in your Facebook as yourself. Okay, so as yourself, go to your page and click, I think, these 3 dots, yep, and hit invite friends. And you can invite any friends. So I'm pretty much caught up. Oh, I'm inviting this girl because I just met her on vacation. But I could actually select all. And then I invited the friends to like my page. So always invite your friends and keep doing it, because your friend list will change. Put special dates like birthday, anniversary on a calendar. So I have a client going on their honeymoon. He's getting married this Friday. I have on there starting next August 11th and every August 11th that it's their anniversary, because I'm going to shoot them an email or a text and say happy anniversary. Just keeping in touch with them. That's a really nice thing to do. The other thing I do is I double check clients' flights. So about 2 weeks prior to my clients traveling, I have it on my calendar to resend them their confirmation so they have it handy. But before I do that, I will go in and make sure their seats haven't changed. So let me pull up something before I show you. I'll show you something of mine. Where's my calendar? Where's my calendar? So you get an airline code. Actually, I think it's better if I do this. Let me pull up something in Vax, but I don't want to show it to you. I don't want to show you my client's information. So this one I just booked. Actually, it might not be ready. Let's see if it's ready. Because it was an NDC. So with American Airlines, there's some NDC fares in VAX. It's okay to book with them as long as you book travel protection as well. If you don't book with travel protection, then there are some rules with that NDC fare. So with the fare though, you have to go in after it's booked and pick seats. So I'm going to go in right to American Airlines. Okay. And basically right here, it gives their information, their airline confirmation numbers right there. I'm going to go to manage trips. Okay. And I'm going to choose seats. So while we're doing it, I will go in. Let's choose some seats. So normally I'm going to make sure that the flights are still the same time. And also the seats, I want to make sure that they have their seats. Now I know there's going to be a bunch of them going, so I'm going to go back here because there's 12 of them going. So I want them to be able to be near each other. And I don't like them by the bathroom. Okay, but what I do is I will always pull up the seats and see maybe something opened up closer for my clients, and I try and move them closer if possible. So those are my tips for today. So hopefully that helped you. I will go through, geez Louise, a lot of questions. I will go through these questions. I will also take you guys off on mute so that if you wanted to say something, okay. All right.
Jodi, can I just tell you, this is so good. Thank you so much for giving us. I mean, this is the best that I've come across. So thank you so much.
Thank you. That means a lot. Thanks. I try and do this every few months and try and do different things. So I did not teach you how to create a Google business page. Yep, people do search on travel leaders. Do you have to pay to search for a searchable profile on travel leaders? No. Yeah, I will post this. Oh, that's good to know. Profile or Plus is now free in Agent Profile. Yeah, thank you guys for answering some of these. Jennifer got $300 for one booking with Live Aqua. Awesome. So for rewards, is it either you can get some or your client can? So no, these are loyalty rewards that we get as travel agents that I'm talking about. Cool. Tori got $60 from couples. I'm waiting on one too. Yeah, okay. Some of these are answers, so I'm not gonna. No, Jessica, I have no suggestion on Google Business. I'm sorry. So it's Mexico fam trips or Caribbean fam trips are the websites for the fam trips. I buy my luggage tags from Vistaprint. Tinleg, yeah, for VRBO, Expedia Tap. Yes, I just, I don't book VRBO. I mean, I don't book anything like that. But yes, they can do Tinleg. I don't do it for Tap personally, because I only do a hotel and it's usually they can cancel the hotel. I make sure that it's refundable. So where did I see I can hold it for 3 days? So when you go into VAX and you pull up a booking or a quote, you go to email print itinerary on the right-hand side. When you click on it, it will tell you the day that the deposit is due, and that's how you know if you can hold it or not.
Jodi, this is Chance. Just real quick. Hi, good morning. Two questions about ALG Waves points. I admittedly will book, those platforms, but then I will forget to get the points for them and stuff. How far back can you retroactively add those points? And
You
B,
don't
do
add
they?
them. You don't
What's
add,
that?
they're automatically added.
Oh, so I just go in and look and
Mhm.
see how much I got in my
Yep.
account. Well,
With
how do you like
Waves, I
that?
should have said that. Yeah, with Waves, it's automatically added. You just don't get points until you've hit your first booking. They just changed that.
Oh, okay. That's good. Do they expire, or they use them or lose them? Do you have to?
You know what? I've used them once a year, like I said, around the holidays. So I've never heard about it expiring. I can't answer that. I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Sure. No, Katie, I've never had a booking on VAX that I've held and then gone back, the prices changed, because I make sure that I have the client pay within that time frame. Tammy, it is a lot to learn. We've all been in your shoes. It is a lot to learn. I'm just giving you tidbits of other things, but I've been here 3.5 years. I'm still learning, but if I can get through it, when, like I said, when COVID shut the world down, anybody can do this. Take it one step at a time.
Hey, Jodi. How you doing?
Hello, Winter.
Oh, hi. Before it gets lost in the scuffle of everything, I just wanted everyone to know that I heard some people were asking about Google Business. I posted a link from Emily Jimenez. She does things like all marketing and stuff like that. So if you guys can see it, I'll post it one more time. But click on that, and she shows you how to set up Google.
Right, but there's been issues with it where you've had to verify and do a video verification. So I know there's been issues with it lately.
I did heard that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. I'm not gonna answer that. That's not a. I'm not gonna. Some of these questions. So Travify, how do I create a confirmation? Feel free to check my YouTube. I have Travify trainings on there. So Arnie, no, you put the person's first letter of their middle name on an airline ticket. What I was saying is, if the person does not give me their passport, I will not put a middle name on their airline ticket, because if they give me their driver's license and it says Thomas, but when they do their passport, they do it as T, that is going to be an issue with the airlines. So I keep it completely off if I do not have their passport. If I have their passport, I do it exactly as is.
Yeah, I was specifying mainly for the middle name. I knew the first and last name had to be.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, the middle name.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Travify is a way to do itineraries, quotes. You don't get commission off Travify. It's a paid service that we use. Yeah, I just answered that. Yeah. Jennifer's clients are still talking about the VIP service. Yep, at Club Mobay. If the transfer does not come up in VAX, then I would go to RoomRes and look for a transfer, Viator for a transfer, and then if not, Tap for a transfer. But most of the time it will come up. There's very few times that it doesn't. Yeah, Crystal, even though I have all that information on the form, I always want to still speak to them. So it's $83 per person for Club Mobay per person. And that's for arrival and departure. If you're only doing one way, if you're only doing when they arrive into Jamaica, it's $50. When they leave Jamaica, it's $33. But think about it, $33 if you're going to eat and drink and, have that extra pass-through security. It's great. Global entry is for coming back into the US. It is not for going into other countries. I have on my YouTube, I have about charging fees, and I take the fee through Square. How much time do I spend on research? That's a good question. So I do things differently. Sometimes not a lot, sometimes a lot. I've gotten to know resorts through the years. So it's sometimes easier for me. Sometimes I have a client who I know doesn't know where they really want to go. So what I personally do is I will shoot them an email after I've taken their fee, and I will email and say, here are some ideas. Let me know what resort you want a quote from. And so I just did this for the bachelorette. I gave her some Punta Cana and some Cancun. And I basically wrote, you know, breathless Cancun soul, and I hyperlinked it to the actual website, and I put an approximate pricing. So I just gave them some ideas of what the pricing would be, approximate. Sometimes I don't even give the pricing. I just say, these are within your budget, and let me know if you want for any of these. It's a trip charge chance for Club Mobay. Arnie, if you look at my links, there's a vacation quote request form on there. I'm not gonna, you have to make it your own. You can't edit mine, but at least you can read mine. So I gave my document in the chat a couple times. Yes, so Chance, the low Google price is correct, are usually on carriers like Sprint, Allegiant, Frontier. Yes, but I don't look at the pricing. What I look at, what I was showing you with Google Explorer, is to find nonstops. So that's what a lot of my agents ask is, where can my client go nonstop? So I'm like, where do you live? Where's the airport? And then you put it in. So I don't look at the pricing so much. I look at where they fly nonstop.
Whether it's available.
Yeah, so like whether, you know what, from, I don't know, Michigan, Detroit, you can fly nonstop to Cancun,
Right.
but Punta Cana would be one stop, something like that. I don't know if that's true, so don't quote me on that, but
Right.
I just look for the stops, not so much
Okay.
the pricing.
Thank you.
Sure. And then even if I do look at the pricing, if I go into Google Flights and look at the pricing, I never go by that price. I might say, okay, American is nonstop and the pricing is about this, but that might not be that might be their basic economy. So I will always go to American and check out the pricing. Yep. People put them at gas stations. Yep. No, they cannot use a travel credit for a family member. All right. No, Waves agents it's something that we're given by booking through Vax. It's a reward. Okay, I see some people are answering things, so thank you. You know what, in the beginning, so she said I'm new, so I have no idea what to put on that list yet. I would say do a certification. When I first started, do a certification, jump on a Q&A. Those are the types of things that I would write on my list in the beginning. Do a mock booking, something like that. How long does it take to get paid commission? I did answer this, on average 30 to 90 days. Thank you guys for answering a lot of these. I believe there's Christy in Archer. I know she does BNI. I know somebody else does a BNI. I forget, they just said it the other day, and she does a virtual one. Okay. Okay, people keep asking if I can upload my vacation request form. Again, I gave my doc with all my links on it. Okay, that, Tracy, is a question for a Q&A. Some of these are questions for Q&As, guys. My goal is 25,000 bookings per month. So you can say on average, that would be 10% for commissions, but commissions can go up to, it depends on the supplier. So I would say minimum $2,500. Somebody asked, do I have a preferred airline to use? It depends where you are, where your clients will be flying from. So for me, it's American out of Philly because that's their hub. Sorry, I'm just trying to see if we got anything else. Of course, if you don't do Facebook, it is possible. There's so many other ways you can have clients find you. Sorry, guys. I got my first booking in 11 days. Okay. Alexia, you asked that like 3 times. I did answer that. No, mock booking's like a booking ad. It's like a travel ad. All right. Sorry, I want to get through all of these.
Sorry to ask this out loud, but I thought mock bookings were a training we do to pretend to do a booking. Is it? It's an ad?
Well, so you make it an ad. So you're going to look up a resort, dates, things like that, and you're going to make it into an ad so clients can find you. It's advertising for you. Okay.
I've missed the last few.
I have a lot of mock booking trainings on my YouTube.
Perfect. I'll go check it out. Thank you.
Okay. Do I always go nonstop? Yes, if I can. And in fact, what I will say to clients is if I can't get you nonstop out of Philly or it's too expensive, would you be open to Newark or to JFK? Yeah, especially with international, I hate layovers. No, I've never had a commission charge back.
Jodi, I have a pretty unique situation. Do you have anybody on Maui right now, by the way?
No.
So they're having these raging wildfires out there and they're evacuating the island. They're getting people out of the hotels and stuff. And I've got a party of 4 that's due to leave for Maui a week from today, next Wednesday. They're panicking because they're thinking that their trip is going to be impacted. This is done through VAX, through app. I believe it was either Apple or FunJet. I have to look to be sure, but if in case their trip is goofed up by these fires and stuff, who would you reach out to? The airlines, the hotel, Apple?
No, the supplier, Apple.
Okay.
Yep. All right. There is my luggage tag. Very simple. I just put my website on there. And I'm going to answer this question, even though it's not part of what I give away for a donation. I have given away, I have bought 3 of these, so I have them on hand. Oops. I have a tote bag, which I actually just gave to a client for the first time because she booked a $30,000 trip to Europe. So I figured I'll give her one of those.
Yeah, I think I'd throw in a bag for 30 grand.
Yeah. I've given the bag with 2 Yetis, which I didn't get engraved because it's expensive. I just bought cheaper Yetis. 2 luggage tags, a $200 gift certificate that I just printed out on Word, saying that if they book a trip over a certain amount, cannot be for flight only, rental car only, they would receive $200 off. And so basically what would happen is if they booked with me, I would pay the final payment of $200 personally. And I want to say something else. I know people give out, actually Jennifer gave me this, these things for their, to go into the water with their phones. So they're different things. So. All right, I'm going to stop recording. Thank you guys so much for coming today. I hope that you learned something. And remember, always remember your why. Don't give up on yourself. We've all been in your shoes.